it comes to protecting our water, this is probably where our differences are greatest. I am a supporter of the Water Compact legislation. I have been an outspoken proponent of that legislation. I think we need to do everything we can to protect Michigan's lakes and streams and certainly the Great Lakes. We can do it in a way that continues to promote local agriculture and a number of other uses that are sustainable, but we have to protect our water resources. And if anything, the compact language that has gone and been signed and is now part of Michigan law is too weak. And I would want to plug some of the loopholes, especially restoring the principle that our waters are held in public trust for all of us and for future generations in Michigan. But on this issue, my opponent takes a different view and has said that the Water Compact legislation is, and I'm quoting, ridiculous, unnecessary, and I can't understand how you live here and you say that efforts to protect our Great Lakes and our rivers and streams are ridiculous and unnecessary. But those are his words.
The environment is also on people's mind here tonight. I'm assuming this question relates to the passage of the Great Lakes Compact and the water withdrawal legislation. How do you view the water that we have in the Great Lakes? Should it be considered a product to be sold or a resource to be protected? Mrs. Grips.
This is one of those fundamental differences again. I believe that water is a resource to be protected, and I think that we need to do everything that we can to protect it. The recently passed Great Lakes Compact by all the Great Lakes states and by the Congress is a good first step, and I think that it puts into place some protections that had previously been absent. But it also, for the first time, opens up the Great Lakes to diversions, and you can take water out. It just has to be in containers of 5.7 gallons or less, which essentially makes our water a product. Well, if you started down that road, then what and water is a commodity, then what, under trade laws or the Commerce Clause of the Constitution, is the difference between a 5.7 gallon container of water and a giant pipeline, which is why I think that the loopholes in our water laws are big enough to fit a pipeline through. And that scares me, because I don't think that our water is ours alone. I think that we are put in charge of protecting it for generations that aren't yet born. It is our greatest and defining natural resource as Michiganders. It is what makes Michigan, Michigan. And if we don't do everything in our power to protect it for future generations, I think we're going to be judged very harshly indeed.
We are very different on this issue, and the idea that water is a product like any other product to be commercialized, marketed, and sent out, I don't understand how anybody who wants to represent, particularly this district, with 4 counties and coastline on Lake Michigan, can be advocating that view. I know Ray also supports drilling for oil in the Great Lakes, and that's also something that I oppose. We need whoever represents this district to be a champion for our Great Lakes, and I look forward to moving to restore the idea that our water is to be held in public trust, that it actually belongs to future generations and we're just caretakers of the resource. Because I think, back into legislation, I think that if we are not vigilant, if we don't do everything that we can to protect our Great Lakes, we are going to be judged very harshly indeed, and we would deserve to be judged harshly indeed by future generations.